Lay's, KFC, McDonald's. These are the names that need no introduction. But have you ever wondered why they are so addictive? You think you are in control, but you are not. Such big food companies have cracked the code to make you an addict. But how do they do this? How can they have us all wrapped around their fingers? And when did all this even start? Trust me, the truth is far worse than you think. But don't go anywhere just yet, because this video will give you all your answers. And once you see what's really happening, you will never look at that perfect bite the same way again. Let's start with where did it all start, because history has a huge role to play in the future. Well, since we're talking about fast food history, there's one thing that you must be aware of. We are talking about hyperpalatable foods. Let's call them HP foods for now. I know it sounds like something right from a sci-fi movie. HP foods are the ones that are created to taste so good that it feels impossible for you to stop eating. These food items are designed to be catchy, addictive, and are packed with just the right amount of ingredients. And no, this didn't happen by accident. It all started back in the day when food was actually food. I mean, it wasn't something that needed a science lab. However, as processed foods started taking over the markets, companies realized that the key to success wasn't just selling more, it was making sure you needed more. But this is where it all gets sneaky. The companies hired food scientists. Yes, you heard it right. Their job was not just to make the food taste good, it was actually to make it irresistible. The food scientists experimented with flavors, textures, and irresistible aromas. And that's when they found a point in the human brain that later changed the entire food industry. They call it a bliss point. I know you must be thinking, what exactly is a bliss point? Well, let me make it easy for you. Imagine a royal rumble of sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats, making a combination that lights up your brain like a Christmas tree. And once you hit the bliss point, it's game over. Because after that point, you are not just eating because you are hungry. You are eating because your brain is telling you, don't stop. The whole combo actually messes with your brain's reward system, making you crave them like your life depends on it. Sugar stimulates dopamine release. Meanwhile, salt enhances flavor and crunch. But fats are no less corrupted. They create a creamy texture that leaves you wanting more. But this combination is not the only factor that is forcing your brain to keep on eating junk. The food giants have a whole psychology of cravings figured out to hack your brain. Let's see how they keep us all in control. Have you ever wondered why we crave things we don't really need? Like, you are not hungry, you are just scrolling through Instagram and suddenly you can feel that cheesy pizza in your mouth. The hidden answer lies in psychology. Companies have turned cravings into an art form. They sell feelings, habits, and even memories wrapped up in shiny packaging. Let's take reward and reinforcement, for example. Wonder how that first bite of chocolate feels like a warm hug from the universe? That's dopamine at work. It is your brain's way of saying, oh, this is good, let's do it again. And again, and again. I am talking about emotional triggers. Well, have you ever noticed how ads link food to happiness? The family laughing around a pizza, or a couple sharing a cozy moment with some cheesy fries. So now it's cheap therapy packed in a wrapper. And don't even get me started on conditioned responses. You could be full, walking past a bag of chips, and suddenly hear your brain whisper that just one more chip won't hurt. You might not realize, but these companies have trained you to respond almost instinctively to their branding. But they are not getting this all done for free. These companies spend millions, probably more, on figuring out exactly how to make you crave their products. Research, marketing, design. It is a whole sting operation. But here is the kicker. You might not believe this, but some of your favorite brands, the ones you actually trust and buy from all the time, are behind this. Don't trust me? Let me burst your bubble. A brand that turned snacking into an experiment that you didn't even sign up for. They offer you a potato chip and a cold drink. Sounds familiar? Yes, we are talking about none other than PepsiCo with their golden child, Lay's. Each one of the chips in your Lay's packet is designed to melt on your tongue so quickly you are left thinking, wait, where did that chip go? But here's the spoiler. It's gone, and so is your self-control. And you know what? PepsiCo spends a massive $2.5 billion every year on ads to keep you craving more. Yes, you heard that right, but it doesn't stop at Lay's. Mountain Dew, PepsiCo's superstar drink. It might just be a soda for you, but for PepsiCo, it's a $9 billion a year giant. That's how much PepsiCo makes annually from this sugary beverage alone. But PepsiCo is not the only bull in the race. There's another brand that's spending billions to keep you hooked. We're talking about the fast food chain McDonald's. They shell out over $1.8 billion a year just to remind you that their fries are the reason the word addictive even exists. And then there's the Big Mac. It's a burger so legendary that its secret sauce could have its own fan club. Honestly, someone should pitch it to Netflix for a documentary series. But the real mic drop is the Happy Meal. That little box acts as a core memory waiting to happen. Add a toy, and bam, you are hooked for life. They have basically mastered the art of emotional manipulation, wrapped it in a cardboard box, and handed it to you with a smile.
Your kids will love McDonald's Happy Meal. It's food and fun in a box.
Now let us introduce you to a brand with a recipe so secretive, you would do anything to get a hint. Here enters KFC. Your finger-licking good food brand spends almost $255 million a year to remind the world that crispy golden chicken can solve just about anything. And honestly, they are not wrong. The secret to their success is the legendary 11 herbs and spices of KFC. I mean, this recipe is so secret that only a few people on the planet even know it, because they have locked it away in a vault as if it's the formula for world peace. This recipe is a flavor experience altogether. One bite of that drumstick, and suddenly you stop thinking about calories and start thinking about grabbing another. And before you know it, you are staring at an empty bucket surrounded by happy faces. So the KFC is selling moments of family bonding, shared laughs, and yes, loads of calories for sure. But then there's another company who has been shaping your taste buds since you were a kid. This brand is practically a part of your life story. We are talking about Hershey's. Hershey's has been a part of your life from the very beginning. As a baby, you might have started with their classic Hershey's bars or Hershey's Kisses. By the time you are old enough to think for yourself, they hit you with Reese's and Milk Duds. Remember that "There's a smile in every Hershey's bar" slogan? It's an invitation for you to make their products part of your life's little moments. Hershey's spent more than $432 million in 2023 to ensure their products are part of your daily routine. Clever? Definitely. Delicious? You already know. But let me tell you that they are not just manipulating our taste buds, they're manipulating nutrition labels too. Food giants have mastered the art of deception, and nutrition labels are their playground. Just think how that bag of chips you just ate somehow has only 150 calories per serving. Well, get ready, because that serving size you see on the label, it's probably for a quantity no human has ever eaten. A teaspoon of ice cream? Half a cookie? Come on, who stops there? These companies set ridiculously tiny portion sizes to shrink the calorie and sugar numbers. Oh, and how can we forget the big buzzwords on their packet? Natural, low fat, gluten-free. They sound very healthy, but they are not. They strip out fat and replace it with lots and lots of sugar. But hey, as long as it sounds healthy, who's going to check the fine print? Oh, but you might get fooled there too, because sugar has many faces. Food labels don't just say sugar outright. Instead, you'll find terms like fructose, maltose, cane syrup, or my personal favorite, evaporated cane juice. Sounds fancy, right? These words are distractions, not health promises. They're like a big shiny bow on an empty box. However, if you think this is just about sneaky labels, think again. The consequences are huge, and not just for your waistline. Currently, the world is looking at the big three: obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. These are life-altering, and that donut you only have on weekends might be a contributor, because high-sugar diets are linked to depression, anxiety, and mood swings. Feeling sad? Maybe check your snack stash before blaming life. But if you feel it's just you are wrong. Kids who are raised on junk food are more likely to become addicted to it. It's like pushing them towards the unhealthy eating club, and breaking out of that club, way tougher than finding the right timeline in Umbrella Academy. But how do we stop being puppets in this food giants game? It is not easy, but it's definitely possible. Learn to decode the nonsense. Forget the front of the box. The truth is in the fine print. But this fight isn't personal anymore. Governments and NGOs are stepping in, and they're demanding transparent labeling, taxes on sugary drinks, and restrictions on junk food ads. Will they win? Let's hope so. But until then, keep your guard up, because the giants have got money, power, and an army of marketing geniuses. But how far are they willing to go to keep people hooked? What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Till then, peace out.